Ang kastode, ay kapoy. Nati, haksang kastode ba inguni da kapo kay kadano ay kapoy sin.
Tamo, naragdringay dana isana hanay sexual ho na patro. Kapthok na patabra ba.
Hoyare, section man dum kapuro ay kapoy.
As khangdre da, kamay nga na dono khangdre. Pare, adude ay chalukige. Pungo, mamay da ka.
First, the top news headlines. MLA Ketrimayum Birain hailed the ruling of the Supreme Court dismissing the disqualifying order. Manipur State Human Rights Commission calls for withdrawal of AFSPA from all northeastern states. And India reported 9,419 fresh COVID cases in the last 24 hours, 11.6% higher than yesterday. This is ELITETV with the Primetime English News Bulletin, and I'm your host HEMABATI. Before giving you the news, we request you to follow the SOP given by the government. Wear face masks when out in public, wash hands regularly, and maintain a minimum of 6 feet between one person and another. ELITETV requests you to get vaccinated in time to protect ourselves from this virus and play our part in the fight against COVID-19. Now the news in detail. The newly reinstated MLA Ketrimayum Birain held the ruling of the Supreme Court declaring the disqualifying order of 3 MLAs as null and void. Speaking exclusively to ELITETV, he welcomed the judgment of the Supreme Court. Now that he has legally resumed as the MLA of Lamlai constituency, he vowed to continue with the developmental work for his constituency. Birain thanked all the senior advocates and the people of Manipur who supported him throughout his ordeals. It may be mentioned that Birain, along with 2 other MLAs, Yengkum Surchandra Singh and Sanasam Bira Singh, were disqualified following order petitioned by the Speaker of the Manipur Assembly, Y. Kim Chan Singh, for allegedly defecting to the BJP. However, the Supreme Court has on Wednesday set aside the order passed by the Speaker based on procedural and substantive irregularities in the order from the Speaker.
Laibak sida sengba ain japa laibak ne habetu taseng na takre adra sahi amma hena sahi amma makairom disqualify taudra labnama sida emere leitadra laiba awaba punok se mas awaba koglagani adra Supreme Court na tarai birai se taramna oi loina na ai ki case ki tamta hona giba ukin puno pothagle aduga ai ki tamta awaba khangwe reiba parja mayam na ngasi bagwa ingonda akogi support pe bagi da mayam puno pus thagli.
Acting Chairperson of Manipur State Human Rights Commission (MHRC) expressed that even though Manipur is a democratic state, the citizens of the state are not given the entitlement to exercise their basic human rights and privilege. He made the statement in a news conference held at High Court's complex, Lamphel in view of the International Human Rights Day to be observed on 10th December. He pointed out the enactment of Armed Forces Special Powers Act (AFSPA) 1958 in northeastern states, terming the region as disturbed area as an example to prove that democracy is not practiced in the state of Manipur. Furthermore, Manipur State Human Rights Commission condemned the recent killings of 14 innocent people in Mon District, Nagaland by the Assam Rifles and termed it autocratic and despotic. He appealed to the government for withdrawal of AFSPA from the state to escalate it to the Union Cabinet, labeling the act as a draconian law. He further demanded the complete removal of AFSPA from all northeastern states implicated as disturbed area.
Sarkar Sina Prajagi Mihul Kanga Tabuk to Vani Hiragadi, Armed Forces Special Power Check Lokto, Adudagi, Akwegi Highway Protection Force Lingo, Adudagi Industry, Achoba Amani Lingana, me like Mangatara Tabuk Pibia, Matoro, Hadi Mayam Tito, good. This is governance. Upper governance, the high don't ever. Chumniki Chen, Yele, Hawaii, Lambiam, Seme, the Tong Sare, Aduga, building Sare, Adaga, Ichilino, Equimachin, Chingtam, Quitinavayare, Egypt, the work of the government. Government key, Tabuxi Kaklava. She did routine go away, routine governance. I say any Makalamiki government in a teco. Mamangi or Hosik Sida, own ba home ba Prajagi Sason, Hibidi, Laitriaba.
In retrospect to the upcoming state assembly election, an order is issued by the governor for transfer of posting of several police officers. According to the new order, CO of Manipur Rifles KSH Shivakanta will now undertake responsibility as SP Imphal West. SP of Imphal East and Herojit is now appointed as SP of Bishnupur. SP of Senapati Maharabam Pradeep will take over as SP of Imphal East. Golungmon Singsit will serve as the new CO of 2nd IRB. PH Mahesh Narayan will take charge as Chandal SP. Following are the new appointees. B. Golyamang is designated as the SP of Tengnopal, Amrita Sinha as the SP of Kakching, Y. Victoria as the CO of 2nd MR, Kartik Maladi as the SP of Senapati, Shri Vats as the SP of Kangpukpi, KSH Ravikumar as the SP of Jiribam, Ingawale Pravin Dadaso as the SP of Razol, L. Deben and A. Ghanashyam Sharma as the in-charge AD MPTC. T. Tungzapao as the CO of 8 MR and TH Bikramjit as the CO in charge of 11th IRB. The black box of the Indian Air Force IAF chopper that crashed with Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat and others on board has been recovered and taken away for further investigation. Official sources said the black box was retrieved in the wake of authorities expanding the search area from 300 meters to 1 kilometer from the accident spot. A tri-service inquiry has been ordered by the Indian Air Force into the tragedy. 13 of the 14 passengers on board the Mi-17 V5 chopper that crashed near Tamil Nadu's Kunur, including Chief of Defence Staff CDS General Bipin Rawat, have died. The Indian Air Force IAF in a tweet on Wednesday confirmed that CDS General Rawat and his wife Madhulika Rawat are among those confirmed dead. According to the IAF, Group Captain Varun Singh is the sole survivor of the crash. He is being moved to Bengaluru from the Army Hospital at Wellington in Tamil Nadu, his father stated today. Meanwhile, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh has told Lok Sabha that the inquiry will be headed by Air Officer Commanding-in-Chief Training Command Air Marshal Manvendra Singh. Indian Air Force officials said that Air Marshal Manvendra Singh is a helicopter pilot himself. Chief of Defence Staff General Bipin Rawat, who was killed with wife Madhulika Rawat and 11 others in a helicopter crash in Tamil Nadu yesterday, was paid tributes at the military hospital in Wellington before his body was flown to Delhi. Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin and Air Chief Marshal V.R. Chaudhary, Air Force Chief, paid tributes to General Rawat at the wreath-laying ceremony. Around noon today, as per source, a plane with General Rawat's body will take off for the national capital from Sulur Air Base in Tamil Nadu. The military plane is scheduled to land in Delhi's Air Force Technical Airport around 4 p.m. The body will then be taken to Army Hospital in Dhaulagan at 11 on Friday. The bodies of General Rawat and wife Madhulika will be taken to their official residence. Around 2 p.m., the bodies, escorted by military bands of all three services, will be taken to Brar Crematorium in Dhaulagan. The funeral is scheduled for 4 p.m. MLA Namairakpam Loken of Nambol constituency inaugurated a new bridge at Langpok Maninglekai, constructed and sanctioned from the MLA Local Area Development Fund. As per the traditional rites and rituals, the MLA unveiled the foundation stone and followed up with the ribbon cutting ceremony as part of the inauguration. Loken stressed on the importance of development in the constituency, which he himself has been involving with in the past and will continue the same in the future. He urged to maintain peace and not to indulge in election-related conflicts and violence. Adding further, such anti-social activity will harm only the workers and supporters and not the targeted candidate, he stated.
I give you cannot say about your week. No, today I am full of the talk and the money, the number of opponents to the lazy. A election in a Koilang Langa, Madaki Piran Tele, a Koi Piran Langa, time to you know. Yari, I cannot say about dog. Madon, your week. No, today the election, I coin a Soil Kagani, Sarkazu, Congress, the same than today the BJP, Aduadag in the Moina, other pies, the Pipang, the Nangani. Kasu Manipur, the drama on the Kani BJP, symptom the Labanate. Congress is I quite the more the pipe jet or Mangani. Matanga, I quite the Maglakani. The what did like guys, the Kunina Senbi, but say, like guys, you get development and I know high roy. I don't I Togani. I don't got income generated. I call it the group of Samakanda, Na Yopayaba, I think Yellow Bayaba, Coke to Bayaba, I think Parisaki, Irena, the way of the group of Samakaduki, the never get to the Aina Matanga to honorary.
Under the Lotus campaign drive, a bike and car rally was organized in support of intending BJP candidate for Kairao constituency, Toijam Devananda, on 8 December. Devananda expressed during a meeting held at Kiamgai Khoirom Laikai that the constituency is comprised of various communities and he wants to represent them in improving their living conditions. He added if elected, he would provide them opportunities to enhance their livelihood in many fields.
BJP Narendra Modi ji amadi Honorable Chief Minister Sri N Biren amadi Manipur ki state ki President oiba Sardar Devi ki masigumba thabak thoram akoina tawriba organization gi pamjabadagi BJP ki candidate ama oiragadi hairiba Kairao kendra sigi sotharba thabak thoram khudingmakta menkhatpa ngamgani haibagi tanjadu lauraga aihakna ngasigi thabak asi tawjaba.
Now, before we move on, it's time for a short break. We'll be right back. Stay tuned.
Panthoibi Construction Private Limited, developing tomorrow presents Panthoibi Green Homes, a destination of luxury living. Modern amenities. Launching on 2nd of January 2022. Pre-register starts from 10th of December 2021 to get special discount. Panthoibi Green Homes. For more details, kindly contact Panthoibi Construction Private Limited, Uripok Taurang Bamlaika, Imphal.
Vande Bhakti Marga. Okay, Maheshwara.
End of the world.
Muknabani ki marakta warif si kanano.
Ready, action.
Documentary to capture that particular moment in right perspective, in my perspective.
Of success for your children, get enrolled to one of the finest schools in Northeast India, UNESCO School. Excellence in education.
Notice the ahan oina RBI na regulate toba amasung Ministry of Finance, Department of Financial Services, Government of India na Surface Act 2002 gi makada financial institution ama oina sakang kraba Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Housing for All mission gi makada subsidized home loan pibada mangjil thariba Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited amadi masigi sister company singi Guwahati yauna branch tarahumdoi hangdokchare chahi tarataret ki khongchata lakraba Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited tagi miyamna financial facility sing lawirana ningsingjari Panthoibi Housing Finance Company Limited and its sisters company
Welcome back. More news and updates. A person was detained by AIMS and presented in front of media at a press meet held at the office of AIMS, Kwakatel, for falsely using their name and trying to mislead Sina Institute of Medical Sciences, SIMS. Joint Secretary of the Students Association, Frankie Ningombom, informed that the impersonator threatened and forced the institute to allow 3 failed students of SIMS to clear the course. He added the same person had wrongly accused a former student of SIMS working at Iboyaima Hospital and charged him for possessing fake certificates. Frankie concluded they are in discussion with him to ensure such type of illegal activity and operation is not repeated in the future.
Haukibatang ani thatra in 2021 da Sina Institute of Medical Science da AIMS ki General Secretary saduna fail oiraba mahiroi ahum pass to hulu haina tongan ba threaten kya toromba pinoi kawi yari poktagini mioi sina tongan ba threaten kya toromba si AIMS ka karigumba hiramam tada mari leinade Iboyaima Hospital singjamai da tabak tawduna leijaba nupi macha amagi mai chopa yaba hospital gi staff mayam gi mamangda ijat khongoi na yaba certificate aran bani nangna pai riba certificate adu aran bani haiduna SIMS ki satra amabu lana lamjingba amadi SIMS pu fake ni haiduna miyam gi mangda lana sandokpa government recognize tawruba institute amabu fake ni hekta haijan ba si yamna laibak thibani loina na hairiba nupa si karigumba hiramam tada AIMS ka mari leinade.
India recorded 9,419 new COVID cases on Thursday, a daily spike that's 11.6% higher than the previous day. This took the active caseload to 94,742. At least 149 deaths were also recorded in the day. Meanwhile, a World Health Organization official said the Omicron variant does not appear to cause more severe disease than previous COVID variants and is highly unlikely to fully dodge vaccine protections. A total of 129.54 crore vaccine doses have been administered so far under the nationwide vaccination drive. On the other hand, Mizoram reported 1 more death due to COVID-19 infection and 320 new positive cases in the last 24 hours. Confirming the news, the Directorate of Information and Public Relations, Mizoram, on its health bulletin released today morning, said the new cases were detected out of a total of 3,051 tests. Rajya Sabha cleared the Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2020 and the Assistive Reproduction Technology Regulation Bill 2021. The two bills aim to regulate in vitro fertilization, IVF clinics, and prohibit commercial surrogacy in India. The Surrogacy Regulation Bill 2020 proposes to regulate surrogacy in India by establishing a National Surrogacy Board at the central level and stated surrogacy boards and appropriate authorities in states and union territories. The bill prohibits commercial surrogacy but allows altruistic surrogacy. The Assisted Reproductive Technology Regulation Bill 2021 aims to regulate and supervise assisted reproductive technology clinics and assisted reproductive technology banks and prevent misuse. The bill provides that every art clinic and bank must be registered under the National Registry of Banks and Clinics of India. The National Registry will be established under the bill and will act as a central database with details of all art clinic and banks in the country. The bill also lays down conditions for gamete donation and supply. The bill further clarifies that a donor will not have any parental rights over the child born through art. The child so born will be deemed to be a biological child of the commissioning couple and will be entitled to the rights and privileges available to a natural child of the commissioning couple. The farmers protesting at the borders of the national capital have finally decided to end their year-long movement after intense negotiations initiated by the Union Home Ministry. This comes in the wake of the center accepting all demands put forward by the protesting farmers, including the withdrawal of all agitation-related cases and compensation to the families of farmers who had died during the course of the movement against the contentious agriculture laws. The Samyukta Kisan Morcha (SKM) said last evening that their 14-month agitation will be called off at 12 p.m. on Thursday, but only after they receive the final copy of the government's revised proposal accepting their demands. According to the protesting farmers, the government has also assured that it will table the electricity amendment bill only after consultation with the SKM or relevant farmers' unions. Moreover, the Haryana and Uttar Pradesh state governments along the lines of Punjab have also agreed to provide a compensation of 5 lakh and a job to the kin of deceased farmers. The farmers had been protesting against the farm laws on various borders of Delhi since November 26, 2020. The Cabinet on Wednesday approved the extension of the centre's flagship Housing for All scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin (PMAG), beyond March 2021 till March 2024 to achieve the target of constructing 2.95 crore houses. Union Information and Broadcasting Minister Anurag Thakur said financial assistance would be provided for the construction of the 155.75 lakh houses remaining as on March 31, 2021. The Cabinet said continuation of scheme till March 2024 ensures the construction of Pagga houses with basic amenities to achieve the objective of housing for all in rural areas. The Cabinet also approved the funding and implementation of Ken-Betwa River Linking Project, which is estimated to cost Rs 44,605 crore. The project will be of immense benefit to the water-starved Bundelkhand region spread across the states of Madhya Pradesh and Uttar Pradesh. Australia, the United Kingdom and Canada will join the United States in a diplomatic boycott of the 2022 Beijing Winter Olympics, the leaders of the three countries said on Wednesday. Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison said the government would keep its official representatives at home, although Australian athletes will still attend the Games in February. Morrison said human rights abuses and issues in Xinjiang were some of the concerns raised by the Australian government with Beijing. Australia was joined later by the UK and Canada, which said their diplomats and officials would not be attending the Games. For months, activists have called for a boycott of the Games over human rights abuses by the Chinese government in Xinjiang and Tibet and its political crackdown in Hong Kong. Beijing has been accused by the US and other Western nations of imprisoning more than 1 million Muslim-majority Uyghurs in detention centers in Xinjiang, where some former detainees claim they were tortured, raped or forcibly sterilized. Beijing denies the allegations, saying the camps are re-education centers designed to fight separatism and Islamist terrorism in the far western region. For ELITETV News Channel, contact to the email address info@elitetv.in or call 940-289-0982 and subscribe to ELITETV YouTube channel or follow on Facebook page, Instagram and Twitter for more information about the channel. Now, before we wind up for the day, let's have a quick look at the headlines once again. MLA Ketumayung Biren held the ruling of the Supreme Court dismissing the disqualifying order. Manipur State Human Rights Day. Now that's all for the Primetime English News Bulletin. Thank you for being with us. Have a good night.